All right, take two. Apparently, I hit the zoom on my watch, and it zoomed in my camera, and I didn't realize it. So let's get back to our standard set here. All right, so today we're going to talk about the relatively new, came out in June of 23, I believe, June or July of 2023, and I had my eye on the GE all-in-one ultra fast machine before it was released. I actually was just browsing YouTube one day and I saw a video with Yale Appliance, which is just south of Boston, and they were talking with the gentleman who ran uh, the development basically of this machine from GE. I guess they were in development. This machine was about 7 years in development. So today we're just going to talk about some of the functionality of the machine and just talk about some of the things I like and don't like. So basically, this is a washer dryer all in one. So you put your clothes in. They say around 10 pounds. We've done, I think, 30 loads in the machine, and it's not that I'm weighing this stuff, but I think we're probably putting around 15 pounds, and that's pretty much the max that I would put in here. This is a 4.7 cubic foot machine. So we put our clothes in, has wash dry, and at the end of the cycle, your clothes are dry. So one of the functions on the machine, there's a more dry function here, and that's a function that we always use. The first couple loads we didn't come out completely dry. The clothes weren't soaked, but they were just a little moist. So we've gone with the more dry, which adds about 30 minutes of drying time, or 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes it adds to the cycle. And we found that the clothes come out very dry when we use that more dry function. Another function of this machine, it has a smart dispense detergent. So you're basically going to take your detergent. This holds about 50 ounces up here, and you pour your your detergent, whatever you're using. It has a little Tide sticker on it. You don't need to use Tide. Um, if you want to, there's an app on the a mobile app on the phone that you can download, which I would highly recommend. And you can scan your detergent bottle, and that basically tells the machine what you're using, so it knows how much to dispense. And on the mobile app, you can also, if you find that your clothes aren't coming clean, that you need some more detergent, you can change that all on the phone. And if you find that you think you're using too much detergent, you can dial it down, and it will, again, just auto dispense the amount of detergent that you think is appropriate to clean your clothes. Some people have asked me, what if you just want to wash your clothes and hang them out on the, on a dryer line? I don't even know if people still do that. I haven't seen one in forever, but yes, you can. You're just going to hit the dry button, which you're basically telling it, I don't want you to dry. So it's just going to wash, and you can see here it knocked the time down to 55 minutes, which is about a typical time. So one of the benefits of this machine, and I know people will say that, oh, it takes 2.5 hours, 2 hours, whatever. And my machine, I just wash my clothes for 55 minutes. I throw them in the dryer, and I can do another load. Well, according to GE, they did a study while they were developing this machine, and they're saying it takes people on average of 7 hours between the time that they wash their clothes and then put them in the dryer. And we all know what happens, especially if we leave our clothes overnight, they're going to stink in the morning, and most people have to rewash their clothes. I've done 5 loads in a day personally with this machine, and I don't know how many people are doing 5 loads in a day, but that's, to me, that's a lot of laundry to get done. And so I haven't had any issues with the amount of time that this thing takes. I like the fact that you just throw your clothes in here, and in a few hours you get a notification on your phone, and it says, hey, your clothes are dry, come and get them and do the next load. So Don't know if I mentioned, but it's 4.7 cubic feet. So it's a little bit smaller than a typical machine, but not much. I think some machines, or most machines, are about 5. So this thing will do a king comforter in it. So that'll give you an idea of the size of stuff that you can put in here. This here is called Microban. It's supposed to be an antibacterial material that GE uses, and so that will help with any odor and stuff. This stuff, I guess, it's resistant to bacteria and stuff, so you will never get that. That's, well, can't say you'll never get it, but you won't get that smell that you get from a typical washer dryer. To go over the menu, over here you have the cycles. You have normals, delicates, towels, bulky bedding, a sanitize, an activewear, a quick cycle, whites, rinse and dry, and a self-clean, eco-cool. I don't know what that is. And then you also have a downloaded uh, section on here. So if you hit that, you're actually going to go into the phone app, and you have like 4 or 5 other cycles that you can select on the mobile app to tell the machine um, what how you want it to run. Over here you have a smart dispense for detergent, smart dispense for softener, which we do not use. That softener dispenser is going to be under here. If you don't want to use the smart dispense, which means maybe you want to use, some people in your household might use a different detergent than other people use, you can turn off the smart dispense, and there is another liquid dispenser that for in here, and there also is a spot for bleach and for a manual entry of fabric softener if you don't want to use the smart dispense for the fabric softener. We do not use fabric softener. I did speak to a GE rep just yesterday. He was in his truck on a service call. I was out walking my dogs. Of course, I had to go over to him and knock on his door and talk to him about the machine. And one of the things he did recommend is not using fabric softener. We have not used fabric softener in this machine since we've gotten it, and we've had no issues with our clothes being static, having any static in them and not being soft. I actually really like the way that the clothes come out. As far as the menu here, you have your soil. You can go normal, heavy, well, it's actually extra light, light, normal, heavy, extra heavy. So let's see, so we're usually going normal. Your temperature settings, you have tap cold, cold, warm, hot, extra hot. So you definitely have a lot of options on there. And then your spin cycles, you have medium. So medium is the bottom, high, and extra high. So, and as you see, as you hit those buttons, you're going to get, add a little bit more time. So I'm guessing the average time that we've had this, because we run it on normal I think we run a high spin on it. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. So it's not bad. So you can easily, in an 8-hour day, on a Saturday or Sunday, if you're home and laundry's your thing, you're going to get 4 or 5 loads done in this thing without any issues at all. One thing we did do when we bought this machine is I don't know if you could see that pedestal on there. Yep, yeah, you could see just a little bit of it. We bought the GE 16-inch pedestal, and this machine just didn't work with it. It's too heavy, it's too top heavy, and we were getting a lot of rattle on it. I actually did a video on that whole scenario, so I'll put a link for that video. It's just like a 2-minute quick video. So I built one. I built one out of 2x6s and 2x4s and 3/4-inch plywood, and it runs great. Two other really cool things is this machine only requires a 120 volt outlet, so you no longer need your 30 amp plug that you would have on a typical dryer. It's the same, household plug. It draws about 11 amps, and so that's going to save you on some electricity costs. And the other cool thing is this is vent free. There's no vent. So you no longer have to hook it up, and you could pretty much put this thing anywhere as long as you have a water connection and the space for it. You can put it anywhere, which is a really cool thing. So let's get into the elephant in the room, and that's the filter system on this thing. This is your filter for the dryer part, and you see it just pulls out. This is the lint filter right here, and all your lint will collect on this filter, but not all of it. Some of it is going to get through. I think GE sort of screwed up on the design of this, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there um, in the YouTube stratosphere right now on showing people doing kits and stuff to keep the the lint that gets by off the coils in here, which you want to keep those coils nice and clean. What I did is I just brought a little brush kit, which I don't know, there's a brush here, and then I brought a 2-brush kit off Amazon. I'll put a link to those in as well. And you just have to be, yeah, I did something. I don't know, I changed it to delicates. Let's go back to normal. Um, I'm not going to stick the camera in here, but there are some coils in here. All right, my watch just shut off the video feed, so we're just going to go back and where we were talking about here. So basically, you got to do a little bit of maintenance on this, just like you had to do really on a regular dryer. You know, I think most people took for granted that their dryer was catching all of the lint when they took that tray out and cleaned it out. Lint was always getting by. Obviously, having the dryer hose, you know, full lint, huge fire hazard. You don't have that with this machine, so if you do buy this machine, just be aware that you're going to have to go in here. You know, I've been doing it like every 3 or 4 times. And just go in there with that lint brush, which I don't know where it is. It's hidden. Oh, I'll change it again. Go back to normal. So you just got to go in there and clean it out. I've watched some guys, they take a hose and they clean it out, but I just don't think that that's necessary. Let's see here. Filter. So that's just going to slide back in there. So just be aware that you need to be, hey, there we go. You just need to be a little bit more vigilant about cleaning that. Having this thing elevated to me is a game changer. I made this platform last week, had a couple buddy of mine come over. We took this machine, laid it on the ground. I took the pedestal off, and my son and my son-in-law came down the other day and put this up, and the machine is rock steady on here. And the thing I like about it is, as you can see, it's pretty much waist level. You're not bending down on the ground and having to get your laundry and stuff. So it's literally just right here, and it's very, very convenient. So I like it. We've run 3 or 4 loads through it already, and it's really just when the machine goes into high spin, when it was on that other GE pedestal that I had, that things were sort of knocking around. And I thought really that you know, you're going to kill the machine, you're going to do some damage to it. So didn't want to do that. So I built one, and like I said, we've run 3 or 4 loads through it, and it's been perfect. So other than that, as far as recommendations on the machine, I mean, I haven't had it long enough. I've had it long enough to know that I like it. I don't know long term how it's going to go, because it does have, you know, some technology that's been around for a while, this heat pump technology, but it's sort of new to the washer dryer combo field. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. This does come with a 1-year warranty on it, but I did go ahead and purchase another 3-year warranty for this machine for everything. So, you know, that I would definitely highly recommend. And other than that, I mean, like, you know, I do like the machine. I like putting clothes in and just knowing that in a few hours they're going to be dry. So, yeah, I would recommend it. But, you know, if it's not something that you think you'd like, they'd stick to your typical washers and dryers. Also about this machine is, you know, it does cost a little bit more money. I've seen them upwards of $3,000. We were lucky enough to make a purchase during President's Day weekend, and we saved $750 over at Best Buy. And we did a 24-month interest-free finance. So, which is, you know, I think it's only like $90 a month or something. I'd have to do the math on it, but we just got the bill yesterday, actually. So I'm just going to set up auto pay and just have it roll out of our account, and you know, have what we hope is a very dependable machine. So If you're still around, if you're still watching the video, I appreciate it. And give us a like, and please comment on the video, and give us a subscribe if you feel like doing that. Thanks.